In this video, we're going to talk about positive consumption externality. Let's start with the definition. A positive consumption externality occurs when the consumption of a good or service creates external benefits to third parties who are not directly involved in the transaction. When someone consumes a product, other people also benefit, even though they did not pay for it. Because these extra social benefits are often ignored by consumers, the market tends to underconsume the product. As a result, the free market produces less than the socially efficient quantity. Throughout this video, we'll use one real-life example: vaccinations. When an individual receives a vaccine, they gain private benefits, such as better health, lower medical costs, and protection from disease. These are the benefits to the person consuming the vaccine, but there are also external benefits to society. If fewer people catch infectious disease, then disease spreads less easily, vulnerable people are protected, hospitals face less pressure, and overall public health improves. These are the benefits enjoyed by third parties, so vaccination creates a positive consumption externality. To understand why the market fails to allocate resources efficiently in this case, we need to examine the externality diagram carefully. Now let's draw the diagram step by step. On the vertical axis, we measure costs and benefits. On the horizontal axis, we measure quantity of vaccinations. First, let's draw the supply side. I'm now drawing this upward sloping curve labeled as MPC, which stands for marginal private costs. And marginal private cost refers to the cost faced by producers when producing one additional unit of the good. For vaccinations, this includes medical staff, equipment, vaccine production, and distribution costs. Now, notice something very important. In this example, there are no significant external production costs, and that means the cost to producers is also the cost to society. So MSC, the marginal social cost curve, is the same as MPC. The two curves overlap. Next, let's draw the demand side. We start with this downward sloping curve labeled as MPB, the marginal private benefit curve, which refers to the benefit consumers receive from consuming one additional unit. For vaccines, this includes personal protection, reduced illness, and lower medical expenses. This is the benefit considered by individual consumers when deciding whether or not to get vaccinated. Now, we introduce the key concept. Above the MPB curve, we draw another downward sloping curve and label it as MSB, which stands for marginal social benefit. It equals the sum of marginal private benefit plus marginal external benefit. The MSB curve lies above the MPB curve because society gains extra benefits from vaccination. Remember, reduced disease transmission, herd immunity, and improved public health. These external benefits are not fully considered by individual consumers. Now, let's identify the market equilibrium. The free market equilibrium occurs when MPB intersects with MPC. At this point here, this is the market equilibrium, and the corresponding quantity QM is the market transaction quantity. At QM, consumers only consider their private benefits. They ignore the external benefits to society. As a result, the market underconsumes vaccinations. Next, we identify the socially efficient outcome, which occurs here where MSB intersects with MSC, and the corresponding quantity is labeled as QS, the socially efficient quantity. QS is larger than QM. And why? Because when society's full benefits are considered, more vaccinations should be consumed. Now, let's look at the area between the MSC curve and in between the quantities QM and QS, this triangular area here. We label this area as DWL, which stands for deadweight loss, representing the welfare lost to society because the market produces too few vaccinations, and hence the society misses out beneficial transactions that would have increased overall welfare. Now, let's summarize the entire diagram. MPB shows the private benefits consumers receive. MSB shows the total benefits to society. MPC shows the private costs of production, while MSC shows the total costs to society. And because vaccinations creates external benefits, MSB is higher than, greater than MPB. And the market equilibrium occurs when MPB equals MPC, while the socially efficient quantity occurs when MSB equals MSC. Since the market ignores external benefits, the market quantity is too low compared with the socially efficient quantity. This creates underconsumption and causing that deadweight loss that we label in this diagram. So how can governments correct this market failure? Usually, governments intervene by providing subsidies, offering free vaccination program, or running public health campaigns, or making vaccines compulsory in some situations. These policies encourage greater consumption and help move the market closer to the efficient quantity. Well, to conclude, a positive consumption externality occurs when consuming a good creates external benefits for third parties. And vaccinations are classic examples because they benefit both the individual and society. In a free market, consumers only consider private benefit, so the market underproduces the good, and this creates this deadweight loss area that we see here, and therefore creates a market failure. So government intervention may be needed to increase consumption towards the socially efficient level.